Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Mena Suvari. Mena. Welcome to fabulous Second City.
Is this mine?
It's yours, yeah, Golden Road. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I apologize for the heat. It only happened when you arrived.
A little sultry in here.
Yeah. So how's your day going so far?
Good. Just starting.
Nice. So you have done American Beauty, American Pie.
You're gonna list them out.
South of Hell.
No, okay.
You had an incredible performance on American Horror Story, which I think is one of my favorite roles.
Thank
and yet
you.
you're here doing After Dark. So where did it all go wrong?
Not at all. I'm very honored to be here. So.
Nice. I gotta ask. My main first question, of course, is how did it all start, and how did it all start?
The whole story?
The whole story. I want birth, I want doctors, what were their names, the specific time.
I technically did my first commercial when I was 7.
Nice. What for, if you don't mind me asking?
I lived in Rhode Island.
Okay.
And it was a regional commercial for like a political campaign. And I had very, very blonde hair, and it was long, and I looked very much like the actress from Poltergeist.
Okay.
So the concept was me at the TV with the like the static screen, and instead of their back, it was he's back. That was
Ted Kennedy.
That's how it all started.
So you're from Rhode Island. Are you a Red Sox fan?
I was, yeah,
Nice.
at the time.
I was gonna say I'm a Yankee fan, so get the hell out of here. Did the bug bite you right away, or was it like a slow burn?
Well, so then I was a part of a modeling company called Cameo Kids in
Nice.
Boston, and so I worked with them for a little bit. But then I lost my 2 front teeth, as most children do, and they dropped me.
Oh.
So.
Oh my God! That agent must be such an asshole.
He said, have her come back when she gets her teeth. But by then we had moved, and I was living in South Carolina, in Charleston, where we got to shoot South of Hell, which was a lot of fun to go back.
Yes.
And so I started working with another modeling agency called Millie Lewis there, and then I joined Wilhelmina, and they had a commercial division,
Nice.
and I came out here when I was 15.
Nice. And I bet LA was probably crazy. I mean,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
for a 15-year-old. I came out when I was like 23, and I was like, man, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, starting high school, and I had been in Charleston. I went to Ashley Hall, which was an all-girls school. So I came out here and was going to co-ed, private Catholic, wearing uniforms, not knowing anyone. So that was a little
And that's
tough.
crazy.
I was definitely like, the trailer trash, or like the hick that had come to Los Angeles. So that was something I did.
But then, like, you landed such incredible roles from there, and then it's like you weren't the trailer trash, or you were the trailer trash who was like killing it in movies.
I was just ready to, do my work and graduate. I was never one of those, enjoying high school, because I went to 2 different high schools.
Oh, no way.
Well,
That must have
yeah.
been so tough. I went to one high school, and that was awful. So, I mean, you said, so you were saying that you are kind of like, you were saying you're redneck, for lack of a better term. I was fat. So I was like, not that there's anything wrong with anyone being fat, but when you're fat and you're a kid, it's like kids are so mean.
High school just sucks.
It
I think
sucks.
in general, it's never
The
fun.
teachers are awful.
Oh yeah, I had really bad teachers. I would sit for like 30 minutes with my hand raised. No one would call me. There would be kids that would crawl around the room and change different seats. You would never notice.
Oh my God, was he
Yeah.
blind?
Actually, the best teacher I had was, he had a really big pot belly, and he'd wear these like see-through 70s kind of button-down shirts. And this was for my calculus class, but he had a jar of peanut butter
Oh my God.
in his desk,
No
and
one
he
reported this man?
he would take it out, and he would make people do the polka. Like, I'm not kidding you. If it was your birthday, but he would just make up that it was somebody's birthday, and you would have to dance the polka for like 20 minutes in the class, and be thinking, am I in the right classroom? What is going on here?
Did he ever pick you
Like,
to do polka?
No, God, no.
And then how would the peanut butter be involved?
He just liked eating peanut butter. It was like in his desk. I think he had that and like some form of liquor like in his desk. It was the worst.
I think the peanut butter makes it sexual harassment.
And
I
this is
think
like,
so.
and this is like private Catholic.
Private Catholic school.
Yeah.
But for some reason I feel like that always happens in those settings.
just, I don't know.
See, I had a statistician teacher, statistics teacher, his big phrase was, there are lies and something, and then there are statistics. And you go around and whisper in everyone's ear, there's statistics. And you're like doing a test. So we both have math stories we can share now.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, I mean, that obviously didn't scar you for life. You went on to incredible things.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't remember any of it. Like I took French for 7 years. I don't speak French. I cannot do calculus at all.
I know, right? It's so funny how they teach you these things and it just completely goes away.
Well, I think he just wanted to. That was the only class that I struggled with. I was really good in geometry for some reason, but I think he just passed me to get me out of there. He couldn't deal with me anymore.
He's like the peanut butter for other ladies.
Yeah. You don't want to dance my polka?
Yeah,
Fine.
fine. Get out of here. Did you take drama in high school?
No,
You
I
didn't?
no.
So all these abilities just like, what the hell? How does that happen?
I didn't. I mean, but I moved around so much. And yeah, I think in high school I'd already started working by the time I was out here. And that never pleased them. They never wanted to let me make up any of my work or anything. But no, I didn't.
And so then when you got obviously you were booking work before, for example, American Beauty came along.
Yeah, that I graduated and then I wanted to take a year off to figure out what I wanted to study, pursue in college, but I never figured that out, didn't make it. And then I worked on American Pie and then American Beauty. And
was it, when you got into both those sets, what was the experience like? I mean,
if I look back now, I had no clue about anything because I was just really green when I came out here, and I just thought that every movie was like that, and even when they came out, I thought every movie was that successful. Like every movie just makes $100 million, and everybody would say, congratulations. And I was like, oh, thanks, because it was just always about the work for me, and I didn't have, when I worked with Thora Birch on American Beauty, she'd been in the business since she was 4, and so I didn't have that, I guess.
Or that perspective.
That perspective, yeah. Like reading material or knowing the potential that something would have. I was just kind of like, I was just winging it,
Swing your arms, get kind of space.
I was just happy to have a job, and that was really just like the scope of my world at the time. Like everyone's so nice, and I'm glad to be working. That
was your standard bearer moving forth.
Yeah, correct? After that, I had a little moment, a rebellious moment where it was important to me to pursue the material that I wanted to, and very easily you can be guided, I think, in a certain direction, and you have to really have a good team that you communicate with. And so there were things that I think were presented to me, but I wasn't feeling it, and I didn't want to just do the same type of role or work on the same type of film, and I ended up working on a film called Spun with Jonas Ackerlund, and I played a methamphetamine addict, and it was like so shocking for everyone
because they had this perspective.
Yeah, and they felt like, well, what, you're the girl from American Beauty, like why would you do that? And it just,
and you were trying to be like, well, I'm talented,
I'm an actor,
I can play characters.
Yeah, I didn't want it. So there was a moment where I thought, maybe I'll go and pursue college, and I'll take some time off and really figure out.
After all that?
Yeah, around 2000, so long ago. But yeah, I don't know. I was able to kind of get through it, and like I said, I felt really lucky at the time to have the type of representation that was listening to me, and that might have disagreed with me at times, but still supported what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. So going back to what you just said about trying to pick the roles that you felt were good for you in a Mena Suvari ideal world, what are those roles?
Just anything that really, really challenges me. I do have a really kind of dark side to me, and I don't know, anything that's...
Dark? How dark?
I just didn't, when I first came out here...
I thought she just rips my face off. This dark!
So I pulled my knife out.
Whoa, I was saying you're using your hands. I wasn't saying you're using a knife, Mena. Jesus.
Yeah, but when I came out here, it was very much like the pretty girl role, who was the lead. And then there was the best friend role, the character-y role, who had more substance but wasn't... as kind of profiled. And I would many times respond to that character and that type of role, and people wouldn't want to see me for it. And so I had to kind of fight for, I think, what I wanted to pursue and not just be like arm candy or.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough. I mean, neither Garrett nor myself have like the illustrious career you have, but I know that sometimes it gets so frustrating when like I do get an audition and it's like, oh, you're playing a Republican-looking guy, or like someone who like looks like he sells cars. It's and you're like, I can do Richard III.
It's nice when
do an adaptation.
It's nice when you're eventually thought of in a different respect.
Yeah. So
it's awesome that you've been able to navigate to roles that you like to do and work with people, I think, that are in your interested circles. Like when you were on Amy Schumer's show, that was so awesome. Like, I'm like, oh, that's like, women working with awesome women. I don't know.
I was so honored. Well, I mean, come on, it's just legendary. I was so nervous on that set too, because they're just,
it was so quick.
They're just on point, and I just felt,
So did they give you like freedom? They were like, Mena.
Yeah, but
yes,
it's just I'm like, you're so cool. Like, I don't know. I really geek out on people that I really admire, and then I just get quiet and stupid.
So you're definitely gonna geek out on me one day, right?
I already am. No, but that was a blast, and.
Obviously, some of your major roles have always been drama, but do you find yourself like, I want to play comedy, or
Yeah, and I have. I mean, I've worked on an amazing sitcom, but it didn't. It was a pilot, so it didn't go. But yeah, I have had the opportunity to do that, and I like to do more. And
nice. Very
charactery. I love broad comedy.
Like give me an example of like a broad comedy that you're like, that's it.
I've recently been obsessed with Lady Dynamite.
Maria Bamford.
Like nobody, that's great because most people haven't really seen the show, but I love that
I think it's so good and it's so funny. I talk to people all the time. They're like, it's weird,
but
and I'm like, it's so good about it.
It's
so good.
It's genius.
And her story is great because it's just like she finally got like what I think every comedian or actress or actor wants is they want like someone saying, you're making your own show, you have control of everything.
Yeah, I love the opening. The video, and then her saying, I'm a 45-year-old woman. What a great late in life opportunity. It's like, it's so true.
And it's so good. True. Her manager, I forget what his name is. Bruce. But that's her real manager.
And Anna guest star.
Anna, oh my God, you're on the Gersh list. You're on the Grish list.
The Grish list,
You're on the Grish list.
Do you know the video where she's like giving her advice?
No. What is it?
Cradle the bones and work the shaft.
Oh yeah. Cradle the bones.
I got like everyone. I was recently on set and I had to show this video to everyone, and so it became like the inside joke. We're all like, cradle the bones and I love when Bruce tries to join in, and she's like, no. It's just them. Just her and Maria.
I feel like that's a life lesson right there. Cradle the balls and work the shaft.
Do you like that song?
Accomplish
it's
most
like
things
the best
in life.
song.
Yeah. But like I was saying also, like about Lady Dynamite, that I think like you could probably totally pull off because you're Mena Suvari, is the fact that you can get your like own show and you could be like, I want this and this and this and these. Like she had a hand in casting. And
you should
she
be. Yeah.
handled everything.
She's the boss.
And you can see it. Like it may not be everyone's. It may not be everyone's like cup of tea.
No, I love that. I've actually recently changed my representation, which I really love.
So who are you rep now by? Would you be interested in taking a headshot and resume?
But it's important. I have a team that really responds to my passions and what I want to do, and I've been working more in development, and I've been able to find a couple books and book series and films and
so then what's
I would want to be involved with.
Yeah.
All of it.
Well, I think that's where everything's heading now. I mean, so what does the future hold? What's coming up?
So
what can you talk about? What can't you talk about?
Well, part of working with Inside Amy Schumer, which was great. So Dan Powell came to me with a role in his film that he also wrote and is directing. So it's called Bex, and I'm leaving in about a week to go work on it.
Where are you going to?
New York.
Oh, whoa!
Finally.
Get out of LA.
But I love it. It's described as a new lesbian indie rock musical film. So I'm really excited.
I gotta see this.
I mean, I think you described every clickbaity thing about it. I mean, that is so good.
But it's great. And then I'm working on development, so I have a few films. And
well done.
But that takes, I try to keep patient with that.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to get too excited, and I remember the times where I worked on projects and they're like, it took me 12 years to make this movie. And I'm like, okay, I gotta hang on, don't get too excited.
But I mean, someone like yourself, like you can stay so positive because you're like, you've been in the game and you're like, I know that this always pays off, or I know that this is eventually going to get to the point where
well,
I can
I'm
be
learning. I'm learning like
Yeah.
in that I guess in that area, because you know it's just very different. You know, being in front of the camera and then now working on with producers and finding a screenwriter, how to adapt. I mean, I'm learning like a new language, but it's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
So all these projects are in development. There's so much coming up. I know you probably won't, but when you have another great success come your way, will you come back on the show?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
You're so sweet to me.
Oh,
Thank
please.
you.
Mena Suvari, everyone! Thank you for watching After Dark with Julian Clark. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything. Another round of applause to Marie. Another round of applause to Mena.